Up with the person who grabs your wrist and you're like, how do I get rid of this grip? Does that happen a lot? Yeah?
Yes.
So,
Matthew.
oh wait, you know the move, right? Yeah. Did I show it to you guys? All right, I'll show it to you, Matthew. All right, so here's what happens. Okay, guy grabs, we're in a 50-50 situation. I'm in here or I'm in here. He grabs my wrist, right? So there's a couple things I can do. I can try to pull it back and move around. Now what I've done is, as I start moving this arm, I'm setting up his next shot. Because as I go like this, watch. If I go like this, what are you going to do? You're going to probably drop and hit a double. Yeah, he's going to let go. He's going to hit a double, right? If I go out with my hand, if I go out, he's going to go hit it, right? So every time he grabs my wrist, I got to be really careful what I do. Because I could be setting his offense up, right? So the key is not to panic first, okay? Second thing is, what do I do? So he grabs my wrist. I know that he's got control. Let's look at the way he gripped it. Where's the weakness in the grip? Between his thumb and his, was that your ring finger? Middle finger. Okay, thumb and middle finger, that's the weakness in his grip, okay? So what I want to do is I need to get my arm out of there the most efficient way possible. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to be here. Now I'm going to turn my wrist. I'm going to take my thumb, go like this, turn my wrist this way, and I'm going to take my elbow. I'm going to plant it on the right side, on the left. My right elbow is going to go on his left elbow. Okay? So I'm going to go elbow to elbow. So I'm going to come from here to here. Now, do you notice I already grabbed his wrist and I'm pinning my elbow to his elbow? Right now, all I want to do is get my hand out and go behind and grab his hips. Okay? Now, I've grabbed his wrist in such a way that I've locked his shoulder. You notice I grab his wrist. What it does to your shoulder? Twist his shoulder, right? So I want to grab it and I want to control him here and I want to take him to the mat. Okay? Now, he's got an elbow down. I've got a spiral ride almost on him. I've got 2-point near fall, and I'm just going to continue with my near fall, however I want to take him back, put him on his back. But this is a really simple thing to do, but there's some intricacies. First thing is, I want to keep my hand open. Makes it harder for him to hold on to it. I want to turn my wrist and I want to bring it out here, and I want to get my elbow, and I want to put it on the right side of his elbow, and I want to take a step, and my right foot is going to be even with his left foot. So now when I grab him, look where I have it. I pinned his elbow to my elbow, I've got his wrist, and I'm going to pull his wrist that way as I lock. Now I'm grabbing the hip, a la coach here. This is a natural handle. And I'm going to pull him down this way. He kind of wants to fall down, don't you?
Yeah.
How come you want to fall down there?
Because you're pulling my arm down.
I'm pulling your arm and I locked your shoulder. Okay, so by me locking his shoulder, I took the pressure off of his wrist. I put the pressure on his shoulder. By putting the pressure on his shoulder, now it's his shoulder that wants to go down, not his arm. And now that I have control of his hip, I got shoulder and hip control as I'm bringing him to the mat. Okay? It just looks like I'm touching his wrist. So again, he grabs my wrist, I'm in here, I got my inside ties because I like inside ties, right? Open my hand up. I'm taking a step with my right foot to be even with his left foot as I'm rotating my wrist and going elbow to elbow. Boom. So I'm grabbing here and I'm pulling this out as I grab here. And then I'm pulling him back down to the mat because his shoulder wants to go to the mat because all that pressure has been displaced from his wrist to his shoulder. So he's going to follow going down. It seemed like you could fight that?
Right here?
When I had that, kind of hard to fight, huh?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Boy, does that set the tone for the match, because he feels like he just fell on his face.
Yeah, and it's right off a wrist grab, right?
But if you're right here, like,
Can't you grab this and like,
He can grab me here. I'm still controlling his other wrist. So like I say, so you go here, right? You pull it in.
you try to like roll?
So look, I just went here, grab this other wrist, but try to roll me.
You can't.
Look where my feet are. See, I still have a good base. Now everybody, if you want to circle around the other side, look how much weight I put on him. What parts of my body do I have touching the mat? My toes. Right? So he's feeling every ounce of my weight. If I want to, I can go back to his knee. Look, see that? How does that feel? Yeah. So I love to put parts of my body that are sharp onto parts of his body that are soft. All the time. Right? If you think about it, that's the logic, right? You want to be, mentally, I don't want him to think that any part of this match is tough, because in a lot of matches you're going to win. There's going to be a specific point in the match before the guy loses where he just gave up, right? We just want to make those points quicker, right? You want to be like a minute or 2 minutes into the match. He's going, I want this to be over. So we just do everything we can to encourage him to make the right decision.
As a basic principle, guys, too, like anytime an opponent's trying to grab an arm or like grab an elbow and roll, if you get your feet to the side that he's trying to roll you to,
Yeah.
he can't roll you, right?
So I'm in here, right, and I take that half step and I'm in here like this, and then I see him do that wrist grab, and then I come here, boom, and I come here, or wrap it, and I'm coming here. Look how my legs are really wide. See how my legs are super wide apart? And my knees are never touching the mat. The only part of my knee that's touching is the back of his calf. Right? Not because it's like a particular move, it's because I always want my points of body weight to be on top of him whenever possible. When I was grabbing your wrist, what was I doing? I was pinning that arm to the mat, right? Just naturally always think about, if a piece of your body's going to touch the mat, wouldn't it be really nice to have a piece of his body beneath it? Cushion you? So that's what I like to think about. So you guys do the move and then I'll come around. Or who's got questions?